Hello there, welcome back to Minecraft 101. In our first episode, we covered a few of the basics, mainly focusing on surviving your first night. So we covered opening your inventory, punching down your first tree, creating your first set of wooden tools, creating chests, crafting tables and furnaces, also digging out your first hobbit hole if that's your particular preferred method of habitating, for lack of a better word, within Minecraft. You could also build a house out of wood planks or dirt or whatever material you happen to have on hand at the time. We also dug our first mine shaft. And I'd mentioned at the end of last episode that we would go ahead and navigate the cave at the bottom of the mine shaft. However, being that we are playing on survival mode, what I would recommend doing at this point in time, especially since it's daytime, what we're going to go ahead and do is step outside here and gather some seeds and get a wheat farm started, because if you don't focus on creating a replenishable food source, you will more than likely die before you get very far into the game, especially if you're going to be mining in a cave. The bad guys will just have a field day with you. So you come out here, out in the tall grass, chop it down with your left mouse button, and of course it is turning to nighttime now, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, well, I will step back in here. We do have a seed, but being that mobs are going to start spawning, we're going to come in here and make some pickaxes and things. Make sure we have plenty of tools. Do just a little bit of mining until the sun comes up. So we're going to come over here, and actually we have iron in here, so we can do iron tools. Smelting iron also gives you an achievement, as you can see. So we will go ahead here and make an iron pickaxe. Again, you can use your click and drag your right mouse button if you're dropping more than one of the same item. We'll also go ahead and do an iron sword. I was out and about between episodes, taking a look around for various things to kind of plan out the episodes a little bit. Lost my way and ended up having to basically commit Minecraft suicide to try to get back here because I totally got lost. So one thing that I do want to share with you is I highly recommend keeping a notebook or a piece of paper, or in my case I keep a stack of note cards and a pen next to my computer at all times. That way if I have to write down, where my spawn point is or where points of interest are, I keep the list next to my computer. I think I've got one for pretty much every game that I'm playing currently. Let's see here. What do we have here as far as materials? I could have sworn I had more coal than that. So we will go ahead and do some mining here. One thing I want to do first is go over the complete list of how the controls work for the game. So if you hit escape and then options, you come in here to controls, and this goes through how to customize everything. Personally, one thing that I do quite frequently, we'll skip down here. One thing I do quite frequently, because I have a mouse button, I have a mouse that has 2 extra buttons on it. When I want to do forward, I just use the forward arrow button, and then I either replace jump or sneak with the back button on my mouse. That way I can operate one-handed if I'm trying to do something else, like feed my son or talk on my phone, whatever. I can still play Minecraft and do something else at the same time. So the controls are fully customizable. You basically just have to make sure, obviously, that you don't have 2 controls on the same button, and it will yell at you if you try that, like that. One other thing here, the sneak button comes insanely in handy. It's also how you disembark from a minecart, or also a horse or a pig, I believe. It's the same button. So that one's actually multi-purpose. I don't know if that goes over that in here or not. F2 is how to take a screenshot. Those can come in handy, again, if you want to remember where something is, or if you want to keep track of your progress on a project, you can take screenshots, and those are in your .minecraft folder. Let's see here. Toggle full screen, that one, I'm not really sure why anybody would do that. I mean, most people, I think, you can just double click on the window and it automatically full screens. Your hotbars, I'll come out here and show you. This is your hotbar. You can push buttons 1 through 9 like the controls in here show, or if you have a mouse with a scroll wheel, you can scroll through them. That tends to be a lot easier. Dropping items with the Q button if you're playing with more than one player, or if you're on a multiplayer server or hosting a LAN game. You can use Q to share the items in your inventory with other people, or if your inventory is full and there's an item that you want to pick up, you can drop the items out of your inventory using the Q button. You can also left click on a stack of items and then click outside of your inventory with it and then drop the whole stack. Again, if your inventory is full and you need to make some space in it, you can do it that way. Most people do that by dropping the item into a pool of lava and it destroys it, so you don't end up inadvertently picking it back up. Attack and destroy, that's your left mouse button. This right here, for me, this is my scroll wheel, and this is your right mouse click. That's how you build things. That's how you use, I'm trying to think, food. That's how you use food, if I'm not mistaken. And I will double check on that just to make sure, because I'm a little tired, so I might have that wrong. And I think that's just about it. Resource packs change the appearance. One of my personal favorites is this Realistic Medieval 1.6. I picked this up through, I have to remember the name of the application I used. I think it's Curse Client, if I'm not mistaken, is where I got that for Windows. For Linux, I'll have to get back to you on that as to where I found how to put that into the game, but all you do is click the arrow there, give it just a moment, it'll update it, and I'll show you what happens here. Generally, it kind of takes it a minute or two here to update your game, but it will alter the appearance of your blocks. One thing though, if the game updates and the resource pack doesn't update, chances are you might end up with some conflict, so you sometimes have to go back and make sure that your resource pack has been updated to correspond with the latest patch on the game. Oh, and hopefully my whole game hasn't just frozen. There we go. So this is my personal favorite resource pack. And like I said, it totally changes the appearance of just about everything, makes everything look a little bit more real. But I am going to go ahead and just completely disable it. I just kind of wanted to show you how those worked. It's easier as far as the fact that we're just starting off here to have everything look the way it's going to for you at first. And then once you feel comfortable playing the game, a lot of people I have seen do use resource packs simply because it kind of adds an element to the game. Sometimes it makes the mobs look a bit more realistic, a little bit more terrifying. Again, your difficulty level you can change here. Music and sounds. I've seen people completely turn the music off because sometimes it can be too much. Weather, you know what? I'm going to turn that one all the way down because I hate thunder. Actually, you know what? We need to have it a little bit up just to make sure. Because you can get struck by lightning, so I am going to leave that up a little bit. But a lot of people hate the sound of the rain in the background. hostile creatures, that's definitely one that you want to keep up as high as you can. I have in the past played this game without sound, and it's disastrous when it comes to creepers. So, if you are playing on survival mode on anything but peaceful, you probably want to keep this at 100%. Everything else, note blocks and jukeboxes, we will more than definitely get into that in a future episode. That's going to be a while, though. I'll probably devote an entire episode to redstone and how to... I may even build a redstone piano like I have in previous versions of videos. And then I'll give you a nice little tutorial on note blocks as well as redstone. Video settings, there are a lot of different things you can do in here. Sometimes with the clouds on, sometimes it slows people's games down. I'm not sure why, but you can turn your clouds off. Graphics, you can choose between fast and fancy. I'm not going to change that because it slows my computer down, but you can change that. And what it does, basically the only thing that I've noticed that it does anyway, make sure it's daytime out here still. No, it's not. It takes the leaves on the trees, and if you notice there's black in between the leaves. When you turn on fancy graphics, you can actually see through the leaves. It's basically the only thing that I've noticed that does. Outside of that, I'm trying to think if there are any other controls that might come in handy in the future. Not that I can think of offhand. If you have any questions or concerns about how to use any of the controls, feel free to leave a comment there under the video, and I'd be happy to go over that in a future episode. So since we do not have our wheat farm going just yet, I'm going to start a strip mine off the side here, just so we can get some more coal going. Because like I said, I really don't want to go down into that cave without taking food with me. Something tells me that would be a suicide mission. So let me take a look here. We've got our floor on that level. So this is going to be our ceiling. We will dig our first strip mine right here. And do I have any other wood up here for a shovel? Yes, we can do a shovel. Oh, I only meant to take 2 of those, but that's okay. Okay, now we have a shovel. So, grab our dirt here. I'm going to go slow here because I somehow get the feeling this is... Oh, okay, cool. We can go a little bit faster then. I thought that was going to come out outside, so we should be good. Ah, it is going to come out outside. Okay. And what you want to also make sure of, there is a hostile mob called Enderman that do walk around and move dirt blocks. They move other things as well, and I will, in a future episode, I'll go over exactly what they can move and what they can't move. But being that they can move dirt blocks, I generally make sure that, like the block that you just saw, in fact, I'll pull this back out. Since this has grass on top of it, that tells you that that block is outside. So if I pulled that block off right now, we would be able to see outside. And since I can hear bad guys, that's another reason there for me to put another dirt block on this side of it, because if an Enderman moves that block, they would then be able to infiltrate our mine here. So it's just a security measure that I usually take. If I see an outside block like that, I just make sure I reinforce it. So, since we can't go that way, we will go this way instead. Hopefully we don't run into the same thing. What we're also going to do in the future is replace that wooden door with a steel door, because zombies do have the ability to knock down wooden doors. I've had it happen. It was kind of a somewhat frightening experience because I didn't at the time know that they could do it. So I heard this noise in my game and I had no idea what it was, and ended up coming down out of my house, which was like 30 or so blocks in the air, to find that my base had no doors. I about had a heart attack considering it was the middle of the night and I was heading down into my mine. So whenever you have the ability, I highly recommend replacing any wood doors that you have on the outside of your house with iron doors. And okay, now that we've got coal here, coal, like cobblestone, you will generally end up with a ton of. However, it's usually not when you need it, but in this case we've got a pretty good supply, so we're going to go ahead and dig all this up. Okay, and oh, wait a minute. Ah, there we go. Okay, I was like, wait a minute, I know I did this one 2 tall and not 3 tall. Okay, let's drop off this coal. Wow, I am getting some serious lag for some reason. Drop off this coal, and being that I'm still hearing zombies, somehow I think it's still night, so I'm not going to open that door. We'll just assume that it's still nighttime. Okay. And why do I get the feeling that this is an outside wall too? Maybe not. Of course, there's every possibility that this stone could be on the outside, and I would never know it because it doesn't change appearance. So we'll just back up here, so we don't end up coming face to face with a creeper. That would be bad. Okay, what level are we on here? We are on 70, so yeah, pretty much the only things we're likely to find at this level are coal and iron. Both of which we're gonna need, so it's not exactly a bad thing. Let's see here. That's the floor, so we can come down to here. Yeah, and it's pretty terrifying to sit here and listen to that and not know exactly where it's coming from, because, you know, being that I'm next to an outside wall, it could, you know, very well be behind the next block, or it could be coming from the cave down there, so. Oh, we're getting a nice sampling here of all of our different blocks and materials. That's good. Part of me wants to go find this zombie and kill him so I can stop hearing him. The other part of me, like I said, wants to wait and to make sure that we have a food source going, so. And you may be wondering, okay, well, I've got seeds and I've got dirt, why can't I just plant it indoors? Simplest answer being I don't have any water. So even if I were to plant it indoors, it would pop right back out of the ground because it doesn't have a water source. What I can do, though, I've got cobblestone, I've got sticks. Most people will build this just out of wood, but being that I've got cobblestone right there, I'm just going to use the cobblestone. and build the hoe that we're going to need to farm. And of course there's another achievement for building your first hoe. Trying to think if there's okay, we are going to need a bucket of water. This is one of my cardinal rules anymore. I will not mine very far at all without taking a bucket of water with me, because I've run into endless lava lakes, and I'm talking 40 or 50 wide by 4 or 5 deep lava, and it's absolutely insane when it comes to doing strip mining. So I always make sure I take a bucket of water with me anymore. So I want to make sure I get that bucket made for when we do go back outside. I'm going to go ahead and fill it up and make sure I take it in here with me before we explore that cave. Also made shears, because the first sheep that I find, I'm going to cut off his wool for a bed. And then that way, if anything does happen to us down in the cave, it'll respawn us up here. We can leave the cobblestone up here. Let's see, we don't need the hoe right now. Actually, it may even be daytime. Let's see. Yes, it's daytime. Okay, good. So, let's come out here. I think I see a pig over here, and I think I'm going to slaughter him to make sure we have some food. Rabbits you can also slaughter for food. They are a pain in the rear end to kill with anything less than a sword, so I mean, don't go up to them and try to punch them to death, or you'll be trying to do it all day. Yay, pork chops. Awesome. I don't want to go killing too many of these pigs, because eventually we are going to start a pig farm, so we'll leave those two alone. That way I make sure I have a breeding pair. Okay, so let's try to get some more seeds going here. Awesome. Now, wheat's one of those things that once it grows and you pick it, it produces its own seeds, and it produces a lot of them. So really at first you don't need too many, but I want to get at least 3. That way we can make ourselves a loaf of bread. Come on. Okay, to heck with going slow here. There we go. Okay. Got 10. And of course I didn't bring that hoe out here. Alright, well, I am getting some lag today. I don't usually get lag. I'm not sure what's causing it. Okay, and since I'm starting to get hungry, as you can see down by that green number 3, starting to get hungry, so we're going to go ahead and put some pork chops into our furnace here and cook them, because they do provide more health that way. I almost walked out of there without getting that hoe again. Okay. And since I've already brought it up, that number 3 is your experience, and what you can do with that once you build an enchanting table, which we are definitely going to go over at some point in time. Your enchanting table is basically your best friend, because you can make your armor and your weapons and your tools, and you can even do books, I believe, with enchantments that you can apply again to the tools and the armor and things, making them fireproof, giving yourself the ability to breathe underwater, making them unbreakable. You can give pickaxes the ability to produce extra material. So say you find 1 diamond and you mine it, and it's got what's called fortune on it. You can get 2, sometimes 3 diamonds. So we're definitely going to go ahead and do an enchanting table at some point. The highest amount of XP that I've ever gotten was 30, but I'm aware that it can go much higher than that. I've heard tale that it can go up to 100. I've personally seen people get it up to 60, although I believe that was on the Xbox version. So I could be wrong there. Okay, I went ahead and planted 10. Since I've got pork chops now, I can go ahead down to that dungeon. Or, I'm sorry, a cave. Caves and dungeons are two different things. Okay, so we've got that going. I've got a sword. Do not yet have any armor. Let me see how much iron I have. See if I can at least get some armor going. 2 pieces of iron? No. Cool. Alright, we're going down here with no armor. Awesome. You know what? No, we're going to keep the shovel. Shovel might come in handy. Okay. Pork chops done cooking? Awesome. Okay. Here we go. So, let's go kill us some mobs. Oh, I hear running water too. Guess I didn't really need to bring that down here with me. Oh, there's the running water. Awesome. Alright. Alright, well. Wow, really? This is kind of anticlimactic. Alright, so I'm gonna leave that water source block there just because. You know what? Actually, what I'm gonna do, we're just gonna turn this into an endless water source. That's a spider. Awesome! Okay, so endless water source. You have one water block over there in that corner, so you basically want to enclose it like so. So you've got 4 blocks there with water. Take this bucket of water, and let me get a little bit closer here, because I don't want to waste it. It'd suck if I had to run all the way outside and I've got this cave open. Oh, alright. My bad. I thought that source block was closer than it was. That's cool. I can fix it. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Okay, so there's our source block. And we're going to take cobblestone here and close this off. Okay. So there's the source block. You've got 3 blocks around it. You take your other water bucket, place it in this corner, and now you have an endless supply of water. That can come insanely in handy. Really glad we were able to make that so quickly. That's awesome. Alright. Moving right along here. Some people will put torches on the side walls to remind them of how they got into whatever cave that they're in, because caves can go on forever in various directions, become very confusing. You can very easily get lost and die or starve to death, what have you. However, you're probably more likely to benefit from them to their fullest capacity by putting them in the middle. I hear you. There's our zombie. Alright, come on down here, buddy. Let me kill you. Come on. There you go. Good boy. Ta-da! And you have an achievement for killing your zombie. Yay! Okay. Let's grab this coal while we're standing here. Wait, all I got from that was experience? That was anticlimactic. Come on. Really? No iron, no potatoes, nothing? Not even any rotten flesh? Man, the next mob I kill better drop something. You guys are going to stop watching thinking, well, hey, if you're going to kill them and they're not going to give you anything, what the hell is the point? Pardon my language. I am getting insanely lucky with coal this game. It's awesome. Might even have to show you guys how to build coal blocks in order to store it all, which I have absolutely no problem doing. Okay. So, let's get up here. No, I'm gonna get one more health bar down before I go eat any of those pork chops. Okay. Oh, that's an ender. Oh my, oh, and I looked at him. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Crap. Come on, get down here, get down here, get down here. Die! Ah, I died! Well, there you go, folks. Alright, that's how to die in Minecraft. Well, alright. Moving right along here. Since I did not have a bed, I spawned out here in the middle of the woods. So now I have to find how I got into that hobbit hole. And not only do I have to do that, I have to do that completely defenseless, because when you die, you lose your entire inventory. You also lose any experience that you built up. So if you notice, my number 3 is now gone. Come on, I know I'm jumping here. Okay. So what you have to do is, when you die, do I have any tools in here? I have a hoe. You know what? I'm going to take the hoe. I don't think it's going to do any good defending me, but what the heck. You have to get back to the spot that you died in within 5 minutes, or all of your items will disappear. I hear a spider. I know it's down here somewhere. Don't look up. Don't look up. If you don't look at the ender, it shouldn't hurt you. Oh, come on. Where's my sword? Of course, it's up there. Awesome. Please tell me he teleported. Awesome, he teleported, so I should be good. Awesome! Okay, there's my pickaxe. Put my sword in my hand. Put my sword in my hand. Okay. Trying not to die again. Okay. Oh, I got my experience back. I got all of my experience back. That's awesome. That does not always happen. Alright. Well... What the heck? Let's do it again. Endermen do teleport, so I'll just kind of discreetly look up as little as possible here. Okay, I'm gonna move my torches over here. I don't know why, but I'm gonna... Okay. Okay. Woo! No more Endermen! Yay! Oh, there he is. Damn! Pardon my language. Alright, well, as long as I don't look at his face, I should be able to throw down some torches here, hopefully. Hopefully. I'm not looking at his face. I'm not looking at his face. Of course, he's standing right next to a huge iron vein, right? Dude, you seriously need to go away. You are freaking me out. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Really? That's all I had to say? Wow, I wish that worked on creepers. That is so nice. All I had to do was tell him that I wished he would go away, and he disappeared. That's awesome. I have new respect for Enderman. Alright. Well, he didn't go very far. He didn't teleport. They do have the ability to teleport if they should so choose to use it. Obviously, this one is being stubborn and trying to scare the crap out of me. Well, we've gotten a decent way in here, and I think I've been talking for quite a while, so we're going to head back upstairs here. Let's head up here and check on our wheat, because all we have are those 3 pork chops, and since I just died, it's going to be good to have food. Plus, I want to make sure I put all this coal and this iron away. It's that way in the event, for some reason, I don't get down there within 5 minutes and I lose everything, I've got it nice and safe in my chest here. Alright. Please tell me it's still daytime. No, of course it's nighttime. Alright. Well, you know what? Oh, and there's a bat. Bats are not hostile. You can spawn them even in peaceful mode, and believe me, we do it all the time. My daughter's obsessed with them. In fact, I do another series with my daughter where I just built her a nice, enormous hollow tree and filled it with hundreds of them. And she about started crying this morning when she saw it. She was so happy. So you don't have to worry about them if you hear them. Don't be afraid that they're going to attack you or suck your blood or poison you or anything. They're just there. Good Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do with all this coal. Okay, and yeah, I see there's a cave up there, there's a cave over there. Okay. I think I'm actually going to take this as an opportunity to end the video for the day, simply because I think I've been talking your ear off long enough, and I don't want the video to get too horribly long. So in the next video, hopefully our wheat will be finished growing and I can show you how to craft a loaf of bread. And then also, hoping here, how much iron do I have? Also, next episode, we should be able to do a piece or two of armor. So when I go to attack that Enderman again, hopefully I won't die. There's a lot of hopefullys in that sentence, so we'll see what happens next episode. Again, if you like what you saw today, feel free to give us a thumbs up below the video there. You can also leave a comment. Even if you didn't like what you saw, let me know what I can do to improve the video in the future. If you have any questions on how to do things or any concerns, leave a comment there. I'm usually pretty quick at responding. You can also share a link to the video on your favorite social media site. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you in our next episode.